just going to ask you a very, very simple question, and I just want you to think using just your basic common sense. Let's say you come to the table with nothing else but the basic common sense. I'm going to ask you this. Can you grow anything without nurturing it?
Welcome to Tunisia's Locs, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri, the channel where we get it all in. You can also learn more about the I Am Melanin Magic brand. Thank you for stopping by.
Hello, 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 beautiful butterflies and perfect people. Welcome to Tunisia's Locs, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri. You all aren't in the jungle today with me like the folks on my spiritual channel, but we are instead going to a massage today. I just finished responding to someone via text who was inquiring about the oils, and I just wanted to share something with you that if you persist in this line of thinking, it's going to cause you to go astray, and at some point you're going to really deal with some of the things that I talk about here on the channel in a very, very real way. It's like you hear me say frequently, more often recently, it's coming soon to a theater near you, and I can promise you it is. Why are my Sisterlocks thinning? Or why are my Sisterlocks or my Microlocks or whatever type of lock causing me balding? I'm just going to ask you a very, very simple question, and I just want you to think using just your basic common sense. Let's say you come to the table with nothing else but the basic common sense. I'm going to ask you this. Can you grow anything without nurturing it? Anything on the planet? Can you raise your kids without feeding them? If you go and you plant some flowers outside, can you get those flowers to grow without nurturing them? Okay, let's take it a step further. You planted some perennials that show up every summer, which means they're getting their liquid deep from within the earth, just like those people who continue to persist in saying that your hair will be fine because it's the water that you drink. And y'all know I drink a gallon of water a day, on a bad day, most days. All right? And so I believe in the value of water. I know that part of the reason why my skin has been problem-free and my hair is growing well and has continued to grow well for many years is because I've been drinking water like this since I was 19. But I have enough sense to know that it's a combination approach that is going to be the most beneficial for my hair. I'm not naive enough to think that just because I drink a ton of water, and I may eat impeccably, that that's going to be enough for my locks. So anybody who's telling you that and not following that up with all of the outer things that you need to do, they are insane. They are insane. And you can tell them I said that they are insane, because they are insane. And I don't want you to believe that because it's not true. So I want you to just go down this line of thinking with me. If those perennials that were planted 2-3 years ago that show up every year, your daisies or whatever it is that you might be planting, on those really hot summers, if you decide not to give them additional water, are they going to last? No. They're going to dry out, they're going to break, they're going to get brittle, and they are going to die. And if you're lucky, next season when they can get a fresh start again, be taken out of the heat of the sun, have a chance to replenish, have a chance to bounce back from the trauma, they might come back. But just because it's a perennial doesn't mean it's always going to come back. I want you to look at your situation with your locks the same way. Ask yourself, what do I do to nurture my locks? For those of you who don't want to use water sprays, or if you do, you don't use them enough, you won't use them every day, you won't use them 3-4 times a week. For those of you who don't want to use any oil, and for those of you who want to do the prescribed format or the prescribed set of rituals that they give you from wherever you're getting this information from, ask yourself, what do I do to nurture? Being that anything that has to grow that is in this universe, it needs some type of nurturing, right? See what happens if you take your plants out of the sun. See what happens if you decide to stop going outside. You can eat all the good food you want. You can drink all the wonderful water that you want, but life is a balance. You don't get that vitamin D, you're going to be sick. You're going to be depressed. You're going to have some real issues, right? What's going to happen if you don't feed your cat a few days? What's going to happen if you're outside and you're working and you're very healthy, but you don't drink water and you're out in the sun? Common way this translates is how you hear me speak about it on the channel often. You hear me say, did you need oil before Sisterlocks? I know I did. Then why the heck wouldn't you need it now? And for those of you who don't think you need it now, continue down that path and see what was the ruin of those who went before you. Continue down that path and not reflect on the signs around you. That's an ayah from the Quran. And see what will become of you. You're going to go down the same path to destruction as those people who won't admit that that is the reason why they don't have any hair now, who are a part of the Sisterlocks brand and are master locticians and are brand ambassadors and are having thinning hair and are being told they need to see the trichologist or they need to go to the dermatologist. That's the stock answer. Go to the dermatologist. You know, you're dealing with something hormonal or something. No. Okay? I'm dealing with people that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Okay? And just because you're going through hormonal changes doesn't mean that your hair can't bounce back. All right? So don't believe the hype. Ask yourself, what am I doing to nurture my hair? You're getting it retightened. Retightened. Is that nurturing? No. You're getting headaches and soreness when you sit down in the chair to get your hair redone. Is that nurturing? No. You're listening to someone tell you not to use oils in your hair. Is that nurturing? No. You're listening to someone who's depriving your locks of the water, which is life. Life is water, water is life. Is that nurturing? No, it's not. You are listening to someone tell you that you need to come in for the beat down, which is the retightening, every 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. Even when your hair is under distress, even when your hair is showing signs of distress, they don't adjust that because these are robots. These are bots. These are not people that are thinking. These are not people that use their analytical skills. These are people who are following the herd. They're following what they've been told. There's blind adherence and faith to something that is not producing results. And you got to ask yourself, am I going to be following the herd, or I'm going to use my common sense, or am I going to stop and take stock of what I am doing and ask myself, how am I nurturing my hair? I know how I'm nurturing my hair. I'm using my oils very frequently. Been using my Fearless Follicles, and when I'm not using the magical hair growth serum, and putting in new locks around my crown and rehabbing things that might have happened along the way with my locks being pulled, yanked, or whatever else that might have been going on with my hair. I'm giving my hair love. I'm not using a tool. I'm using these tools, the tools God gave me. I'm not in blind adherence to any rituals. I'm not doing any of that. But before I got to where I am now, which is where you may be, don't wait till the movie comes to the theater near you soon. Don't wait until then. If you're not ready for the full leap, that is fine, because I wouldn't have been ready 5 years ago either. But start taking some precautionary measures and do your due diligence. I'm so serious, I can't tell you the numbers and numbers and numbers of women that I'm seeing, that I'm talking to, that I'm getting pictures with, that I'm consulting. There's going to be a problem. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Go to the I Am Melanin Magic website, which is in the description. Click on the link there. Set up a consult. If you are in total denial or ignorance meaning not a willful denial and with a negative connotation, but you just simply don't know what to do, and you're investing thousands of dollars in this hairstyle, you better invest in some self-help. You better invest in a consult or an assessment and give yourself an opportunity to sit in a face-to-face consult with me, receive some sample serum, get some handouts, a mini ebook, and educate yourself and get a review of your hair history, an assessment and an evaluation, whether you are in preventive maintenance or whether you're in breakdown maintenance on the verge of 911. Maybe you need to consider the gravity of what you may be facing. The trauma from the hair loss, especially when it won't grow back, or the slow regeneration of those follicles, takes more than a year or two, it's not going to be funny. Because what most people are going to do is pile something else on top of their hair and put one problem on top of another problem. You're going to wear a wig. You're going to cover your hair up from the sun. You're going to cover it up from the oxygen. God forbid you put a lace front wig on. You're going to do something else. I watched a lady on TikTok take someone's head who was 50% empty and bald and put more weight on it by adding additional hair. And the lady walked out proud. And the lady who did that to her probably felt some sense of gratification, but that was criminal, because that's a short-term solution to a long-term or permanent problem. It's not going to solve the real issue. It's putting a band-aid on something, and in fact it's worse than a band-aid. It's like taking a knife, inserting it into the wound and turning it, because all that's going to do is cause her to have a more expeditious hair loss. It's going to be final. It's going to produce a level of finality that she never thought was even something she'd have to experience. And the likelihood of her drawing the conclusion back to the person who did that to her hair as an intervention will be very, very small. This is what happens when you don't pay attention to the signs. This is what happens when you don't heed the message and you walk headstrong into the train wreck. Please listen to these messages, ladies. Before I got my Sisterlocks, I lost all my hair. Doing something intuitively I knew I wasn't ready to do. I regrew my hair for 2 years with the twist and just maintaining my natural hair before I ended up with the Sisterlocks, which y'all know I had for 13 years. So if anybody can talk about this and have been talking about it and talking with you and investigating and doing all the things that I did with my hair, from taking them out, putting them back in, and doing my own retightness, doing all sorts of things with the individual locks, and then make a decision in the midst of my journey where my head didn't even look like many of your heads, and I still had enough sense to see the writing on the wall. Can you see the writing on the wall? You with Tanisha Ali of Tanisha's Locks, Beauty Tips and Potpourri, also known as the I Am Melanin Magic brand. Love to you all. Those of you who ride for the channel, I appreciate you. Those of you who show up in the comments to repel ignorance or to stand on the side of what you feel is right intuitively, I love you always. I'll continue to come on this channel and I'll continue to provide education for the things that I feel I'm called to do, which now I know what that calling is, whereas before I wasn't quite as clear. But the more I see the trauma that is being suffered by many of you at the hands of something that is almost a form of idol worship, it's got to stop. It's just got to stop. And I'm one of the people that's sounding the alarm, so I hope that you're listening and tuning in to the alarm. It's being sound. And even if you're not listening now, if you continue on that path, I promise you, I'll see you. I just won't see you right now. I'll see you later, though. And hopefully by that time, it won't be too late. Okay, for those of you who want to transition over to Knotted Locks, the information is in the description. Please contact Miss Melissa Blakes. She can pull most people out of the gutter. She can save you, and I say that in jest, and I say that in endearment. She can hopefully pull you back from the jaws of death and help you to save your hair for many of you who are in dire straits. All right? But there are also a multitude of other things that you can do if you don't feel somehow ready for that. Knotted Locks is a beautiful concept. It's a mindset, and it's something that I'm so glad I made the decision to do. I know that I will never regret it. My hair is very happy. My hair feels loved on. My hair feels appreciated. My hair has surrendered to the fact that I accept myself on all levels, and that there's no need for me to look like anybody else. I'm not interested in being a clone. I just want to be me. I just want to give my hair what it tells me it needs. I don't have to listen to what somebody else is telling me it needs. So anyway, information's in the description, and I will continue to come to the channel. As I said, for many of you again who support the channel, give this video a thumbs up, like, and share. It's your opportunity to participate in the cycle of life, giving and receiving. It's a spiritual law. It is universal. It is universal energetic principle. You receive, you give back. It is as important to receive as one gives. And I am here open for all of the love. I love all of you. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you again soon. Meet James, who on January the 19th, 2023, decided to try the I Am Melanin Magical Hair Growth Serum. He spent many years covering his hair with a hat. He and his dad had the same kind of patterned hair loss, and for many years, he simply could not grow hair in the scalpy areas. He often said that in the back, his hair was straight bald. That was until March when he decided to give I Am Melanin Magic a try. It had been a long journey, but after using the Magical Hair Growth Serum over an 8-week period, look at the results he was able to get in just 8 short weeks. A major accomplishment. The before and after pictures detail just the beginning of the growth after using the Magical Hair Growth Serum 5 days a week. When you take a look at the side of his hair, you can see the hair has grown significantly thicker and looks much healthier than it did in the beginning. All of this short-term progress with an investment of only 8 short weeks is very amazing, but it only represents one of the stories that the Magical Hair Growth Serum has in terms of the testimonies. Many others are having these results and more with consistent use of this and now our new Fearless Follicles. Try the Fearless Follicles at night and Magical Hair Growth Serum during the day.
I Am Melanin Magic. If you want long locks,
luscious hair, radiant skin, want to look and feel good,
then I Am Melanin Magic is your brand.
I Am Melanin Magic,
and so are you.